These are the facts about MeTV. Fact number 1, MeTV has great memorable programs. Fact number 2, MeTV has a large viewing audience. Fact number 3, MeTV is a great place to advertise by the spot, by the program, by the day, by the week, or by the month. To start getting the word out about your business to thousands of potential customers throughout the Monterey, Salinas, and Santa Cruz areas, call me, Jim Vossen, at 831-236-5994. That's 236-5994. Hi, I'm Jim Vossen. Join me Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock for the Seaside-Sand City television show here on KYMB, Comcast Cable Channel 19, and over the air at 27.1. Brought to you in part by the Seaside-Sand City Chamber of Commerce. That's Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock for the Seaside-Sand City television show. All right. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Seaside-Sand City television show right here on KYMB, Comcast Channel 19, and over the air at did I say Comcast 9? Oh, 27.1. I'm all messed up because, gosh, I'm anxious about food. 27.1, and in the Fresno area, 33.4. I'm Jim Vossen, V as in Victor, O-S-S-E-N, brought to you in part by the Seaside-Sand City Chamber of Commerce. And my first guest today, if I may, Landon, are you ready?
I am ready, Jim.
Am I doing good?
You're doing great, Jim.
Landon's okay?
Yeah,
Hofman,
absolutely.
with just one F.
One F.
Not two.
Not two.
How you doing?
One F.
Now, we met a while ago, but not long ago. I should have met you a long time ago.
Right.
We could have been partying all this time.
Absolutely. We've missed out.
You know, Rich and I were talking about you after the board meeting today. You're like a down-home guy. You're a real nice guy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Have a good sense of humor, which you need for this.
You and the business I'm in, you need a good sense of humor.
So let me tell you, you own how many McDonald's?
8 McDonald's.
8 McDonald's.
8 McDonald's.
One for every day of the week, plus an extra day.
Yes, and most weeks we would like to have an extra day.
So now, which McDonald's do you have?
We have all the stores on the Monterey Peninsula, and we have 3 stores in Salinas.
Okay, so 3 in Salinas.
Yes.
All right.
At one time, I had all the stores down all the way to King City.
Oh.
And
Somebody steal those from you, or what?
No, we just decided we were cutting back.
Cutting back
and sold them to another
Was
operator.
it a little harder to manage, or what?
Logistically, it was harder to manage to cover all the way down to King City.
Okay.
It's a great
So
geographical
let's see how distance.
good
I am, okay?
Yes.
So you have 3 in Salinas.
Correct.
Okay. So and you have 8 altogether.
8
At
altogether.
least 5 for me to identify.
Right.
Pacific Grove.
Pacific Grove.
Monterey. Seaside. Sand City.
Yes.
Marina.
Oh,
any more? Did you say 8?
Yeah, we got 8, and then we go South Main, North Main, and
in Salinas. Oh, okay. I wasn't getting specific over there.
Yeah.
I'm South Main, North Main. Okay, North Main. I got South Main. And what other? And which other one?
We have a store in a Walmart.
Oh, in a Walmart.
In a Walmart.
You know, I one time up in, I think it's in Contra Costa County in Antioch. They have a Walmart a McDonald's inside a Walmart.
Yes.
And you know what they have there? I don't know if you have that, but they had hot dogs. I never saw that in the McDonald's before.
In our particular, our first Walmart McDonald's that we had, Salinas had one Walmart, and we were in that Walmart. Mm-hmm. And I was selling banana splits, hot dogs, churros, hard-packed ice cream. I was doing a lot of things on my own under the auspices of McDonald's Corporation to see what customers were interested in and what they would like to see in an operation that we were, frankly, it was new to us and to McDonald's to serve the customers in Walmart.
So you did say hot dogs in there?
We had hot dogs.
How did that go?
Yes. We have found that our customers really come to us for our proprietary items, the Big Macs, the Quarter Pounders. They weren't interested in the hot dogs.
Now, of course, the first time I saw that, I had to have a hot dog there just so that I could say I had one.
Correct.
And it wasn't that memorable experience. So, yes, of course.
Right.
You know.
So Over the course of years, you find out, banana splits aren't that big of a deal, and,
Yeah.
ices aren't that big of a deal. Milkshakes, sundaes, Big Macs, quarter pounders with cheese, double cheeseburgers, French fries.
Yeah.
The core menu is basically what our customers are looking for when they see the name McDonald's.
Do you think that some of you have obviously some sandwiches that come on board and then they leave? Is that
is correct.
That happens?
Yes, like a McRib, for instance.
A McRib. Now
Yes.
that's a seasonal thing because it seems to go and come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very, very popular item, but it's a niche item. And
Niche?
so,
What does that mean?
Niche. Small.
Oh,
a little
so
in
small.
between.
I knew that. I just wanted to see you do that hand sign.
So we use it as a promotional sandwich during certain times of the year, and it's very, very popular. Customers really have a taste for it, but it doesn't sustain well. So we will sell a whole bunch of them, and then it starts to taper
Oh,
off.
I see. Because people are saying, I've had my taste.
I've had it.
Enough."
That's
okay,
fine.
Okay. What? Okay. So here's a. First of all, I didn't start off. I always say I like to find out about everybody. Where are you from originally? Where are you born?
Long Beach, California.
Long Beach, California. Okay.
SoCal boy.
My wife is from down that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't Bellflower down there or something? Or Bell something? Yeah.
Yeah, Bellflower is down there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Long Beach. Wow.
Yeah.
You've been to, I assume, Catalina Island and everything.
Been to Catalina. I haven't been back. We still have family down there, as a matter of
Now,
fact.
I understand, if I'm not mistaken, your family was in the restaurant, or is in the restaurant business. Is that
That
correct?
is correct. I'm basically third-generation restaurants.
Okay. Are you the only McDonald's person?
I'm the only McDonald's person. I'm the only McDonald's person.
Do they give you a bad time about that, or not? No. Not that's bad. I'm just saying. No. I see.
They believe that they're in a different market.
Oh.
They're after a different customer.
I see.
So they don't look down on me. They just think I'm crazy.
Oh. Well, there's something, what I like about something, let's go with McDonald's or some of the other restaurants, fast food restaurants like that. There's a thing of knowing that when I go there, I'm going to get the same item that I liked at the other McDonald's and so on. You know what I mean?
That is correct.
That's a familiarity to it. For instance, I'm a quarter pounder with cheese fan. The Big Mac's okay if I was taking it home and eating it there.
Yeah.
But I don't need that extra slice of bread in there. But it's okay.
You're just like my dad.
Oh.
My dad would always take we call it the club section. He would take the club section out, and
Oh, I see. And,
because he thought he was going to save on calories by doing that.
well, now I got to tell you, I fight the weight thing, the scale every week. I get on the scale, and I'm either up a pound or down a pound, up a pound, down. I stay about the same. But I have learned, though, if I have more than 2 pieces of bread a day, then I go weigh it.
Yeah.
And that. So some things hit. I grew up with a guy who's real skinny, and he'd eat twice as much as me. What's that?
I don't know. My dad lived to be 96, so maybe I ought to start taking the club section of the Big Mac out myself.
I don't know if you met Cal Barlicker, who owns the new Cal's Monterey Motors.
Have not met the gentleman yet.
Well, he's a tall gentleman like you.
Seen him on TV.
Very thin guy, okay. And he came to the chamber office one time. I brought some donuts, and the next thing you know, the donuts are all gone. He must have had 8 of them. Now, if I did that, anyway.
I think it all gets down to your personal metabolism.
So, born in Long Beach, went to school down there and such? No?
Like everybody of my generation, my father was in the service.
Ah.
He was called into the service in World War II, and as a result of that, with Dad being in the service, I grew up. I started elementary school down in Long Beach, but ended up in Germany. Dad was recalled for Korea, and and then eventually
Yes.
we ended up in Washington, D.C., where I went from the 5th grade through and graduated.
In high school.
High
So you
school.
spent a lot of time there.
Yes.
That small
yes.
world about Germany, because our treasurer, Rich Glenn, who you know,
Yeah.
he was born in Germany because his father's in the service.
I did not know that.
It's a small world sometimes.
It is. It is.
So how did you get into this McDonald's business world? How did that come about?
Well, going back to what I said earlier,
Yeah.
third generation
Good, right.
restaurants. The family started with beach stands. We called them beach stands down in Southern California. where we sold hamburgers, hot dogs, soft drinks.
Corn dogs?
I don't recall
Okay,
corn dogs.
because I love corn dogs. I've never had a corn dog I didn't like.
And then the family moved to dry land. Well, up on dry land, we'd say.
Yes.
And
So did you work at those places too?
I was too young. Well, I can remember.
Well, we were too young. You were in Washington D.C. till.
Well, but this started during before the war.
Oh, okay.
But I can remember going to the meat house with my father, riding with him, picking, and he'd pick up the hamburger meat wrapped up in that white paper. It's funny how things stay with you.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
You mean like butcher paper?
Butcher paper.
Right.
And then he would drag a block of ice across the sand to the beach stand.
You mean, a naked piece of ice?
A naked piece of ice.
Did he have any left by the time?
And then they'd chunk it or chip it all up, put it in the soft drink holder, because all soft drinks were sold in bottles.
Oh, okay,
So
right.
Coke, Pepsis, and Knee-High.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those?
Knee-High.
Nesbitt Orange. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember Nesbitt.
We had up this way Byerly's.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to dry land, and then World War II started, and both my father and his brother, my uncle, went off to war. So when they got back, of course, they're back in the restaurant business, where the family was still in it. So then my father gets called back in for the Korean conflict. Remember, that was a conflict, not a war, even though you got killed in it.
But wait a minute, were you actually around at the end of World War II with your dad?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you must have been a little.
I was a little
baby.
guy,
because you're not that old.
No. Well, thank you.
No.
Thank you, Jim.
No.
But I'm old. But anyway, so we get back there, and the brothers were in business together with the family. Said, "Hey, you go on off, do your thing, and we'll be waiting for you till you get back."
Okay.
So Dad has all of his years in for World War II, and then he's got the Korean War years in, and he says, "Geez, I'm going to stay in. I'm going to get my retirement."
Oh, okay.
And stay in. Why should I get out now? I only have a few years left. So
so he stayed in.
He stayed in, and then at the end of his career, got back into the business, and which was not McDonald's at that time.
Right.
And
can you name it?
I can name it. It's Hoff's Hut.
Oh, okay.
Hoff's Hut, which is down in Southern California. To this day, it's still there.
All right.
And got back into that business.
Still owned by the family?
Still owned by the family.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Breakfast served all day. We had cocktail lounges.
Oh.
So.
And that is in where now? In
Long Beach, Orange County.
Okay. All right.
So we're we're down there.
My wife would like that.
Okay.
She's All right.
So
Paramount High she went to.
Well, my father is a graduate of Long Beach Poly, and my mother went to Wilson.
Oh, okay. So. How about you? Did you go to high school down there? No. You were in Washington D.C. Right?
I was in D.C. I was in D.C.
In case you didn't think I was listening.
No.
All right. Almost. All right. So let's jump up to McDonald's for a second. So how did that come about?
We owned property, and we had some McDonald's on the property, and some McDonald's operators had stores.
This is like in the real beginning of
McDonald's? And
about what rough year?
Oh well, this is in the 60s.
60s, okay.
So then they came to my father and said, hey, would you be interested in buying some McDonald's? And Dad said, no, we're really beyond that. I'm not in the hamburger business any longer. But eventually, they beat him down, and and we bought him. And the first purchase, of course, was out here in Seaside, 1433 Fremont.
Oh, that was the first one.
Yep, that store opened in 1968. There you have it. And so,
I was 18 then.
I don't know how old I was.
Okay, no.
So that was the first one, and from there we've just grown.
So were you involved in the first one at the time?
And in a secondary role, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't work there and manage it or anything at that point? No?
No.
Okay.
Because we still had the other businesses,
Right.
and so I was involved in those. And then McDonald's came and said, "Hey, look, we want to see a clean line of succession here. We want your son to be involved in your McDonald's business."
Oh.
And so that's how I got in,
I see.
or was asked to get in.
Oh. So you knew somebody at McDonald's that liked you.
Yeah, and we like them, quite honestly.
Yeah.
It's been a great ride. Right now, we've got a great team of people, and
Now, of course, now Sand City it's about, how old is that? 15 years?
it's close to 20 years.
20
now.
years, okay.
Yeah,
Sand City.
Seaside is over 20 years. Pacific Grove is in its 30 years.
Now, is Pacific Grove your only one that doesn't have, other than Walmart, doesn't have a drive-through?
That is correct.
How now? When that came about, was that one of those? How do you was that a hard decision to weigh to not to have a McDonald's without a drive-through? It's like a day without sunshine.
Yes, and quite honestly, if it was up to us,
Yeah.
the family, we would prefer to have a drive-through. A great high percentage of the business goes through the drive-through. People want the ease of a drive-through. And it's just part of the business right now.
And if I'm not, because I know that Pacific Grove is kind of, I guess they're anti-franchise kind of chain things and so on. Is that one of the reasons? Was that the concession, you might say, to not have the drive-through to be different, or what was it?
That was one of the stipulations from the city of Pacific Grove, that we wouldn't have a drive-through. And if you'll recall,
Or sell alcohol.
Or sell alcohol. Yeah. And if you'll recall, after that McDonald's went in to Pacific Grove, and it was all zoned properly for that type of a business, but it was not an easy sell, and they came out with other stipulations or other laws that prevented any other fast food sandwich shops coming into Pacific Grove.
And that could be, I guess, good or bad. Because,
Absolutely.
Because if you have, obviously, if you have a McDonald's and a Jack in the Box and a Wendy's in a group, there's people that know that area, and so they come to that area, then they probably alternate, the different places, and they complement each other,
That is right.
Unless you're just a town of 3 people, then you got a problem.
Then you've got and honestly, if you look at the peninsula as a whole now, if you're not growing, and which is a fact, the population is not growing, then you have any new business that comes in is going after a slice of the pie that an existing business has. And it becomes extremely difficult for growth in the community, for growth in the peninsula in general, and to do business. So it's a two-edged sword. The type of competition that we have, and we're not a good competition for a lot of folks. We're tough competition.
There was a gentleman, I don't know if you ever ran into a gentleman named Tom Carvey. No. Tom Carvey used to be head of an organization called Common Ground, and they were a proponent of smart growth, you might say, whereas this other organization, Landwatch, is really way down the opposite line. That's my opinion. Just to stipulate that. But he used to come out with these figures which were interesting. If you took the number of people that are born in Monterey County, you take the number of people who pass away, and you take a look at the population, we are in a negative situation, because a lot of the people, you would think we'd have more people, but what's happening is the opportunities aren't here, and to buy homes and stuff, they move out and they go somewhere else. And so that does, we have sometimes negative growth.
I am amazed around 7 o'clock in the morning to see the amount of cars coming onto the peninsula. And they're all going to work somewhere, and I have no idea where those folks live, but I know they don't live here, obviously, or you wouldn't see them on the highway. And I don't know of any net new jobs on the peninsula.
And by the way, when I talk about that population, I'm not talking about just our area like Monterey and Seaside and so on. I'm talking about including Salinas.
Correct.
That there's this negative impact there.
Yeah. And as a result of that, if you have all these people living off the peninsula, the dollars that could be spent here with local businesses on houses here, if they were affordable, is being spent somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it starts to affect every businessman on the peninsula eventually, one way or another. Nobody is immune to what's going to happen without jobs.
Well, especially, you know, we didn't bring it up, but talk about water. Water is a big issue down here.
Water's a big issue.
As scary as it sounds, we sit here, we see that big giant pond out there with all those fish, and we've for some reason, we're it looks like if things don't change somewhere, we're about to spend over $400 million on some desal plant stuff to serve a not a large population, but I mean the math just is amazing if you think about it.
It is amazing. I can tell you right now that my water bills are averaging per restaurant over $2,500 a month.
Oh boy!
Now that's a cost that a customer doesn't want to hear about.
Might be easier to wash the dishes in soda.
And as you all know, I don't have dishes.
Sorry,
I don't have dishes.
Oh, you don't have dishes either. Yeah. What do you use all the water for?
Toilets.
Oh, the toilets. Well, yeah.
And now I'm converting all my toilets and everything over to
sand.
Yes. Well, waterless urinals in the men's rooms.
Oh, okay.
And then all the low flush things. But as I try to save money with landscaping and with the urinals and with the toilets, and I use less water, my rates go up because, after all, Cal-Am is a publicly held company, and they have stock, and they have to have a return to their investors.
Yeah, now that's one of those things that really they have a guaranteed return.
Yes, unlike you and me, Jim.
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't know how it works. But I know there's a movement to take over Cal-Am.
And you're talking about your $2,500 down the road here. We're looking at doubling and tripling and so on. So you could in 5 years you could those $5,000 or more, right?
Absolutely. And the scary thing about it is, from a customer standpoint, wait a minute. I don't really care what Landon's problems are. I just want to buy my Big Mac at a price that I think is affordable and is reasonable for that particular sandwich. And we're constantly being hit with other costs that we have no control over, that we have to cover. And that is making it very, very difficult for us to do business the way we want to do business. My business is based on volume. It's based on serving, quote unquote, the masses. We're not the white tablecloth place that you come to on birthdays. We'd love to have you on your birthday, but we want you to visit us 3 or 4 times a month. Everybody.
Yeah.
And use us like you use us. Hey, I'm driving on the road, I'm hungry, boom, I'm going to get a quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah.
But it's making it difficult.
I can go with the double cheeseburger.
Double cheeseburger is good.
That. Yeah,
double cheeseburger has we call it a great meat to bun ratio. Of all the sandwiches, it has a great meat to bun ratio. Technical talk.
If I had said that, somebody would have gotten on my case about that.
That's insider.
That's
insider stuff.
Hey, what's the secret of your fries? They're obviously one of the better fries around. You really put like sugar in the?
No.
There's no sugar in it.
Well, as you recall, a long time ago, the French fries were. They were fresh. The potatoes were fresh, and we peeled them in the store. This is when.
Oh, that's a long
time ago.
Oh, okay.
We had blanched the potatoes, and then we would chop them up, and away we would go.
Is blanched like a fancy word for bleached?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay.
You soak them in your little water bath and all that stuff.
Right.
But the key was cooking the French fries, and I know everybody's going to have a heart attack now, but we cooked them in beef tallow.
Okay.
And that's what gave them the great flavor.
Well, they still have great flavor. So,
They s-
but something different now, right?
Yes. Now the potatoes, the fries, are cooked in vegetable oil, but we have treated them not with anything beef products or anything like that, but we've treated them in the frozen state, and so you get the same.
Yeah, you brought up something that my wife is pretty close to a vegetarian.
Yes.
Okay, not in a vegetarian state.
Right.
But stop that. Now I'm gonna pay for that. Anyway, so she'll have fish.
Correct.
So if I go there, I get the fish.
Yeah.
Wait, by the way, was there a time you guys didn't have the fish? Did you drop it for a while?
No.
It never did.
Never
It's
did.
always been, okay. All right. Okay. Because that's a pretty good little sandwich. You know?
Filet is a great little sandwich. It is a great sandwich.
Yeah. With the cheese and everything.
Yeah. And you can get it without cheese, Jim.
Oh, you can?
Absolutely. Just order it any way
I
you'd
wouldn't
like.
do that. But anyway, so going back to my wife, okay? What can on the vegetarian world? Is there
Yeah.
anything down the make? See, some places have those veggie burgers. You don't have those yet, or are you thinking of it, or what?
We had a sandwich called McLean years ago,
Okay.
and maybe some of you folks can remember that. And it did not sell. It
Oh.
was a wholly vegetarian burger, and it did not sell.
okay.
We have found over the course of years that our customer basically wants hamburgers, cheeseburgers,
Okay.
French fries, milkshakes. That's really what they want. And yet we, as a company, are trying to satisfy everybody. And that gets us into trouble at times.
Yeah,
As you'll
yeah,
notice,
you're right.
the menu has gotten to be quite large.
Well, if you ever drop the quarter pounder, you know I'm not coming. You know that.
Well, no. And that's and to your point, we've got salads now, we've got parfaits, we have a myriad of things.
Now, the only thing I can tell you about the salad, I usually will get a dinner salad,
Yep.
but sometimes when either lettuce was hard to get, you have sometimes that lettuce that looks like little leaves, they have little stems.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm eating a bush. So
Now those little leaves come right from Salinas.
I know,
All
but
of our stuff-
I have a little problem
But-
with those things.
And now we have these we call them premium McWraps.
Oh yeah, I
where
need to
it's
try
got
that.
cucumbers in them,
Okay.
and they've got your leafy little greens and all that stuff, and you can get them with fried chicken or with grilled chicken.
Okay.
They really are delicious.
try one of those, right?
I recommend them highly.
Well, isn't there one that's like kind of like a Big Mac, but it's a wrap thing? It's
we had a McWrap.
Oh, we don't
wrap.
have that anymore.
No, we really don't.
Oh.
We really don't.
Okay.
But if you ordered it, we'd fix it for you. But there's a science teacher. Maybe you've heard about this guy out in Iowa, who, as an experiment with his class,
Okay, go ahead. I was going to figure that.
his kids developed a menu for him to eat,
Right.
And it was supposed to be less than 2,000 calories a day.
Right.
And they were able to do that, and in a month's time, he lost 30 pounds.
And he ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner at McDonald's.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a fantastic story. And it doesn't get much notoriety, but it can be done in our existing stores.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you come in and eat with me all of the time, but I don't want you to be afraid to eat with me that you think that you can't get
I
nutritious
don't know if I'd call it an average. I mean, I probably pull through a McDonald's window at least once a week, if not more, but at least once a week somehow.
Well, I and my team really appreciate that.
And one of the things that I noticed about you when I mentioned that I'd been there, you're such a gentleman. You say thank you. That's really neat to do that.
Well,
That's what I'm going to say. Thank you. Can I bring you back here sometime?
Absolutely, Jim.
Don't get up yet. We're to take a break. We got our next guest here. This is the Seaside-Sand City Television Show. We'll be back right after these very, very important messages.